Hi everybody, this is my giant. I call him Rex. He's in really bad condition with the weather and the leaves, and I can't really. I was going to do a quick video sort of to kind of show everybody what's going on with him and everything. Maybe I can point stuff out and then I'll try to get in deeper, but it's really messed up. The dirt's flowed down. Rocks have fallen in. I think animals maybe tracked through here. This is his hand right here. Let me get up here a little closer, you can see. See his knuckles? 1, 2, 3. That's his little finger knuckle. Let me get up on his arm. Okay, wait a minute, I'm going ahead of myself. This is his elbow area. His arm, let me point. That's his elbow. Goes on up. There's his arm. That's his shoulder. It's broken right there. That's his bicep. Okay, anyway, here's his elbow. It comes on up. He's got a really thick bone arm. He's not like ours. These people, they're not like us. But anyway, this is up, and then somewhere in here is his wrist. This is his hand. There's his knuckles. His thumb is down in there. It's tucked in, and it's in the mouth of a creature. Now the creature's mouth starts right there. It's like this way. I took all the bones out. See if I can back up that, get down here. Okay, his bicep is right here. This thing's mouth starts right there. The other creature's mouth is right there. It starts right there, and that's got his head. See his head right there? This is his head. His eye would be right there. The front of his face. And there's a tooth. I think that's near like a canine tooth. And then comes around, and his neck is right there. I'll show you in a minute. He does have a neck and bones and all that. The arm is pulled off his body because his body's right there. His neck is there. Anyway, they yanked his arm off. They broke his arm there, busted his arm really bad there. The jaw, the mouth. I'm getting in my own way in the shadow. But anyway, the mouth comes right on up. I dug out all those pieces, but what I was trying to tell everybody on radio, the mouth, the jaw is in layers. See right here? Layers and layers. It goes from like 2 rows, and it gets up close to the throat. It branches out and it gets wider. See how oh man, I got a major shadow. I don't know if you can see that. This right here is a thick part, is where it really got thick. I took the piece out that was in here, because at the time I didn't know what was going on. I'm just following the jaw line. And then when I got up in here, I had to pull it out because I was trying to get it. I wanted to get to his thumb. His thumb's, if you hold your, see, this is his, you gotta remember, this is his right hand. And you got your knuckle, right? Well, that's his knuckle. So if you hold your hand like that, his thumb is like that. So, I don't know if you can see it. That's the knuckle, the first finger knuckle, index finger. See right here how your hand would be. So his thumb is in there. There's a big shadow right there. I don't think it's picking it up. I don't think you can see in there. Anyway, the jawbone of the creature was way down there at his bicep. Comes on up, and then right here is his fingers. His 4 fingers are in this batch of stuff right here. They're like this. His thumb's tucked under, his fingers are all squished. His little finger knuckle is broken. It's It's not even on there, it come off. So his hand's being crushed right here. Now if you look really good, here is the jawbone of the creature. And it's got its own, like a, you can't miss it. When you see this, I got several of them in different places. When you see it, you know right away, hey, there's his jawbone. But this is the thicker area because this is getting up close to his throat. So anyway, it curves like that. So his throat is up in here, and that's where the fingers are going up in. See, look, here's his shadows. I should have come out here when I didn't have any, the sun wasn't bright. I probably wouldn't have all these shadows. But, and the other thing to look for is that flat. They have that flat, which would have been a bone, right at their throat. If you look over at that other creature, it's got that flat bone right in the center of his jaw, right at the throat. They all have that. There's different sizes and different creatures. And if you look, that's too shade. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it or not. I can see it fine by my eye, but looking in the viewfinder, I don't see it. Get in there close. Maybe that'll help. You see the bone? It's in layers, layers upon layers, right here. And it gets real wide, and there's all kinds of bones and layers, you know, for crushing. So let me get in close. Maybe you can see this. Okay, yeah, now I can see it on my screen. See the layer, how it's layered right there. This layer, that layer. That's a thick piece. And I took the piece that was in here out. And see, and here's the other part. So it's got, they're made, I think, to slide in between each other, so you know, so it can move. His mouth can do that. He can grab and pull it in to his throat. It makes me think maybe he has no hands, no arms or whatever, and that's how they eat. But his throat, his jawbone goes on up into here. So, and the bone, flat bone, is right there. So I think his eye and all would be over here, but this all has to be dug out so we can see what this thing looks like. But I'm afraid to mess with it. You know, I'm walking all over everything. But okay, down here. Well, hold on, let me get my whisper room. I want to show you. Okay, here's the head. This is the back of his head. It's all crushed. I come down like this. You can see it's very heavily damaged now. I got all the loose, wherever he has an injury, the clay is not that strong. It's more, has a lot of dirt to it, and it just falls out. Wherever he's not been attacked, the dirt's a lot stronger. The clay seems to hang in there. Okay, let me get in close here. Now, his body's right here. Like I was saying, his arm is up here. It was pulled off. It came off of right here. So this is his neck from here, you know, way down here. But here's, I'll get close so you can see the neck bone. Bad thing is, once the dirt's moved, you know, see, all this stuff's growing in there. His neck, see how the dirt's come down. Okay, let me come in, I'll get in close so I can get, okay, I don't know if you can see it yet. Let me get This is the back of his head right here. Right here. And the bone goes all the way up in there. That's part of some of his bones. See how that just fell off, but that was part of it right there. Like that. Let me get in close. Let me see how it's layered. But it's got like a flat. Let's see if I can get it. I just hate messing them up. It's getting a lot of dirt's washing down and puddling up and stuff, and I'll just get that out of the way. Okay, I want to see if I can get this presentable here. He's got all kinds of grass, weeds growing. I'm thinking maybe dig in the front of his neck and see if he's got an Adam's apple. But his neck was broken. It's getting hard to do one-handed. So I need Ernie out here. He can hold the camera, focus in on what I'm doing. I know a lot of it will be boring to people because it's a slow process. This thing, you got to go slow with it. My ideal thing would probably be to bring a shop vac out here. I know I got a huge one. I just have to bring a little generator, but then that's going to be a lot of noise going on. Maybe I run a long extension cord or something and suck the dirt out instead of brushing it. And then any bones that come loose will go into the shop vac, and then just dump it in a certain place and run the dirt through a screen and don't lose anything. But anyway, you can start to see his. Can you see his neck there now? I'll zoom in a minute. Oh, let me try something. See if this zooms in. Oh, wait. It does zoom. Here we go. But I don't know if that helps any because it's. See, that's his head. He's turning all kinds of different, what do you call it? Not crystals or anything, but minerals. He's getting very minerally. Let me finish getting this dirt out of the way. This is just a fourth of his neck right here. See? This is here. Maybe I hold the camera a different way. See from here. His neck's all way up there, you know. There's the broom thing I'm sweeping with. That's not even maybe half his neck. And then it goes on up. You know, his neck's up here. You know, so it's got to have a big neck to hold his big head. So anyway, I'm brushing just like a quarter of just the one side, the back side, because I want to see what had happened to him. And he's got a fang. Now see, all this dirt, I had all this clean, and all this loose dirt just washed down from up there, came down and filled all that back in again. All that work I did for nothing. That's why, you know, I need someone to film while I'm doing it. But anyway, he had a fang going, this thing here, this is the mouth right here. And it's got a big fang going up in there, and that was probably one of the kill shots. Because, you know, it's going right up in the back of his head there. But it went through. This might be it right here. Let me move in and see if it will brighten up. See this right here? Let me finish brushing it. I think that's the that's the fang going up into his neck, because it went through his vertebrae right into the back of his head. This guy didn't have a chance. These things, I don't know, you know, if they're snake-like or they got legs or they swim. I don't know anything about them yet because I haven't uncovered enough. I need help. This is, but these things came on him like piranha. I mean, it's like jumping in a pool of piranha. They're everywhere. I keep finding their mouths. Okay, can you kind of see that now? I see the dang shade. I won't know until I get this out there on the screen for everybody to see whether. Okay, I'm going to go into his body a little bit here. But this is where his arm broke off of, right in here, through here. That's a good foot away. It maybe 2 feet away. They pulled it right off. See, if I go deep enough, I should start hitting his backbone. But I don't know. Still not sure if. I'm not a good photographer. And I got a little teeny. I got one hand, and I got a sun with a shade, giving me shade. But I don't know if you can see it. Let me come out and then in. Now his body's right in here. So let me come in. So I don't know if that helps any. I'm gonna have to lose a few bones to see a few bones. Is the problem. Any little or broken bones, where his neck was crushed and broke. But this is the fang. I believe that's the fang that went in and broke this area and stabbed him in there. But yeah, he's got a neck. I don't know how much more I'm going to do this, because this is going to take quite a while to get all this dirt out of here. If I had the shop vac, I think that would just immediately just suck all that loose stuff out of the way and get back to what I had. But I got all this other stuff that's washed down. You can see through here, I had all this area clean and looking good. You can see the fang from up there, the fang going into the roof of his mouth, up in there. See, this is let me show you the divide. This is his arm right here. See all the leaves. I'm getting leaves, I'm getting dirt. All this stuff's washing down from further up the hill. I don't know, maybe you can see it. Just bear with me a minute. See, I just threw dirt on top of what I just done did. So I usually do it with a dustpan. See his arm goes up there, comes down. This is his bicep and the shoulder. This is the other creature that's got his head. That's probably his bottom jaw, but I don't know for sure. And in there's a fang going across and going in right under his tooth, basically. So they all have this fang. They got 4 fangs in the front of their mouth. Anyway, this is the two are butted together. I had a divide up there, but I had so much rocks and stuff and nowhere to go with them, and I was throwing them way up there, but stuff's washed down and it's not like what it was. I thought I was gonna have a better video than this today, but when I got looking around, I was like, man, it's gonna take a whole day just to clean all the dirt that's washed down, get it all back out of the way. See, right there's another something going on. right there. I think that's one of the fangs going across. But anyway, I'm saying mother and son, I don't know, but there's two of them, and the one's facing that way, it's got his arm, and the other one's over here, it's got his head. And the only thing different is there's one gender has a flat four-sided teeth, and the other gender has the three-sided pointy teeth. And this one here, this big one, it's got his head. She had a lot of the flat four-sided, these kind, like this, you know. And they're in there like that. Some are like this, some are like that. So they probably rotate like a shark's. That's why it makes me think this is probably a water creature. And by the way, it doesn't, the way the mouth moves and the way it's got crushing, the throat crushes, opens and closes, makes me think it's like a sea creature or some sort. But see how this is her teeth. See how they're flat. They're four-sided. That all her teeth, most of her teeth are like this, flat. She had a few like this, but they're still basically flat and four-sided. Flat here, flat there, flat there, flat there. That's how most of the teeth. I'm thinking the females have the flat teeth because, and this is my reason, I think it's the mother holding him to feed her children, and all the children come in and took what they want off of them, pulled arms and fingers and toes and whatever. Up at the other, a little further up the hill, up there, there's a small baby, and it's eating on a body. It's got a gray clay. That was the other thing I need to tell everybody. The humanoids have a gray clay body. Every one of them, like all the ones I uncovered up there, their bodies are gray. And all of the animals, these creatures, they're red. So, and I've got a red little creature up there, and it's got a gray body with the bones and everything in its mouth, and I can see it. I followed it going down its throat. And next to it is another big, huge creature, and it's got flat teeth like this one. So I'm thinking it's the mother. I mean, it's like a foot away from him. So I'm thinking it's a mother watching over her children eat. And then the one that's got his arm, I figure it's probably a boy. He had all sharp teeth. He didn't have any flat teeth at all. Here's another thing I want to show you. I know it's very, you probably won't see what I see because I was working on it and it looked really good when I was done, but now you can't really see much because everything's washed over it. This is a hip bone. There's a baby. This is the body. Right here is a body. Chest, like the head would be over here, but the head got gone. The head got eaten off. One of the creatures took the head. I think this baby was laying up against him for protection, and the head got taken away. Anyway, the stomach area was here, and it was beautiful colors in there. It was, I got pictures of it. It's got a backbone. Up in here I dug out a backbone, and there's one right after another. Boom, boom. They should still be there. They didn't wash away or anything. So it's got a backbone, and it comes down, and here's the hip bone, and then this is its thigh and the knee, I believe, and part of the leg going that way. So I don't know if you can see that. See the hip bone right there, and then the leg comes down, and then it curves that way, and there's a bunch of pieces and things all, and I never did figure out. I didn't get into it deep, but it could be another creature right there eating its feet. I never did find its feet. But before, when I moved the dirt out of the way, and it was just the clay, it had a shape of a butt right here. It came down and had a shape like that, and through here, and it's like a little, I'm pretty sure that's the baby, but they have the same kind of flat backbone pieces in there. Boom, boom. I left them in there. I don't think they should still be there. They just dirt off of his arm, washed down in there and covered him back up. I think his arm is over another body, because if you look, it humps like he's got someone there, but I'm not 100%. It's just and that's the part I saw sticking out of the ground. Now if you look at here, all these, this is where the thing that was attacking him chewed all his bone and everything, meat and everything. I guess this is his flesh that turned solid over time, but it just did a number on him. It just tore him all to pieces. I don't know how else to explain it, but anyway, this was what I saw sticking out of the ground. And I thought it was just like I didn't know, but I knew I used to slide on it with I hit the tractor wheel, get over it and slide, and scared the crap out of me, so I thought I'd come check it out. I was going to dig it up. I slowly started digging with a shovel, and I'm like, uh-oh, I'm not budging this rock or bone, whatever it is. So I decided to just leave it there and just dig around it, and then I removed a lot of the clay and didn't realize that I should have left the clay there. But they say it doesn't look like too much of a hand, but it's like he's got this thumbs tucked under and these fingers are crushed like that because it's in the throat. The throat's crushing his fingers. And there's the center bone, because the mouth, like I said, it comes down 5 feet. It goes up, it's 5 feet up to its throat in here. Yeah, comes around like that. So the head has to be somewhere in here. And that's the mouth. So that I would think the head's over in here with the eye, because it came at him like that. So I'm thinking it's probably laying on its right side. So, you know, by the way, I would think, you know, by the way it had to attack him, it would have landed on its right side, coming at him this way. Well, you can see I got a mess here. So much erosion. Once you start messing with this stuff, it erodes really fast. I'll have to dig a ditch, I guess, going around, and then I need something to put overhead to keep the weather and the rain and everything off of them, so it'll be preserved. I was hoping I could dig this arm up. It's broken there, so it's probably going to fall apart right there if it's not handled carefully. You know, it's broken about where that broom is, and it's broken into here. And as big as it is, it's going to be heavy. It'll probably take, I'm thinking, probably 4 people at least to lift it. The only problem is that his fingers are down in the throat, and I don't mind like sacrificing this creature to get to the hand, so we can you know, look at the other side of the hand and the fingers and everything. So that's not a problem. So we could bust all this out and see what's left of his fingers. But I figure if they're inside of that trap, they're busted. It's just going to be a bunch of crumbled up rocks. You're not even going to be able to tell they're a finger. But the thing of it is, down in here is the thumb, because I got to the hard clay. There was one little bruise mark on it. It had one little black, you know, black blood area where might have, you know, a tooth might have hit him or something. But all in all, the thumb, it was in good shape, and so I didn't dig that out or anything. It wouldn't do me no good anyway. The stuff will just wash back down in there. But I've got to dig out that jawbone right there. See if it'll clean it. Right there, that big jawbone right there. Piece has to come out, and then I can get down in, come in down underneath his thumb. Well, I guess that's all I'm going to show. I'm going to back up and try to do a full screen shot so you can kind of see everything. See, this is that's the center piece of the mouth, and their mouth can take any shape because they've got joints. I'll show you, oh, that's another thing. I'll show you some pieces of